Okay, so 500X is back together and 99.95% complete. Somehow, when I was disassembling and reassembling everything, I managed to lose one of my little T-bolts here for the Madstad windscreen. I love this screen. Madstad is awesome. And they're awesome for more than one reason, and I'll go into that in a minute. Anyway, I went to the hardware store yesterday and picked up a couple of just, M5 by 0.8 thread bolts and washers and the little rubber spacers. I don't know if that's going to come out on camera, probably not. Anyway, there's rubber spacers in front and behind the screen, so I managed to misplace just one of those. I have no idea what I did with it. So anyway, this morning's task before I head out to work is I'm going to finish tying up my wiring for the driving lights here. I've got the two sets of super bright LEDs, driving lights, or light pods, whatever they call them. These are flood pattern, like 60 degree or something like that, and these are spot. I want to say they're 10 degree, they might be 15 degree. Anyway, I've got those keyed in. These are on low beam. The whole system has a disable, but these are low beam, and then these come on with high beam. So anyway, I'm rearranging my rat's nest of wires here, and how I have them in there is just folded up and strapped to this SW-Motec lighting bar right in here. And they just stay up out of the way. You can kind of sort of see them through the nose in the front when they're all put together, but yeah, whatever. That's just cosmetic. I called Madstad, or sent some emails and talked with Blair over there at Madstad regarding the Rebel 1100 windscreen, and he said they're actually doing that one right now, and he'll have an update on that soon, maybe a couple weeks, so that's cool. Anyway, I mentioned to him that I had lost one of my bolts, and said give me the order number so I can get a screen refresh kit with all new rubbers and stuff like that, because these are getting kind of dry rotted after, what, 6 years, 7 years, however long it's been. And he said, oh, don't worry about it, I'll just send you the kit. So that's awesome. I gave him my shipping address, and he said, yep, those will be out this week. So that's really cool. Madstad, great company, great customer service. Good stuff. Okay, so she's all back together and ready for the road. Hasn't had a bath in forever, in a year. Well over 2 years probably now. So it's time to hit it with some Zip Wax car wash and scrub it down. Get the road grime off of it and give it a new lease on life for this riding season. Let me see if I can go through all of the maintenance that I did from front to back without forgetting anything. We'll just start at the very front. Bled the front brakes, flushed them out, get rid of the old fluid, put brand new EBC HH pads on the front, Scotch brighted the rotor, cleaned it all up real good so it can rebed new pads. Got to be careful when I go riding because those are fresh pads. Rebuilt the front forks. Drained them out, cleaned them out, put new seals and dust boots on them, both sides. New front wheel bearings and rear wheel bearings, we'll get there. New wheel bearings because this thing had a little bit of a shimmy on the road and I couldn't diagnose it, couldn't figure out what it was. Swing arm was tight, don't know what was causing that, so I just had new bearings pressed in, I don't know, a month ago, whatever it was. What else? Had to take the whole nose off the front of it. I replaced the backers on both of my signals with some metal plates instead of plastic, which is what originally came with it, and they sucked. Somebody ran into this in a parking lot. I don't know if they hit it intentionally or just brushed against it, what they did, but they broke this turn signal backer and cracked my little winglet here. They hit it pretty hard. So anyway, had to tear the whole nose apart to get in there to do that. Unfortunately, there's no other way to get in it. It's a full disassembly process. So while I was getting that far in, I went ahead and did the other maintenance that was pending, which was the very overdue 16,000 mile valve check. That went well. I've got a separate video that I posted on that. The exhausts were a tiny bit tight. The intakes were fine. I only had to do one bank or one cylinder, cylinder 2 on the exhaust side. Just put new shims in there. New spark plugs, of course, while you're in there. New air filter, or my K&N actually. I cleaned it out and re-oiled it and did all that. I don't know if I took pictures of that. Probably not. What else am I missing? I know that I'm missing more on the front half. I'll think of it. Moving around to the back, rear brake has been bled and flushed out. Pads are still good. Don't want super grippy ones on the back because this bike does not have ABS. Oh yeah, I got my inspection done. That's finally current. Oh yeah, I replaced the Admore brake light bar that was, it had gone out on me a couple years ago. I don't know what the deal was. It was in constant bright mode, like brake, and the turn signals did not work. So I unhooked the turn signal function from it and just left it as kind of a very bright running light. But I had another identical unit sitting in a box in my stash in the garage, so put a new one on there. It wasn't hard. It took, 20 minutes, whatever. What else? New rear wheel bearings. And I don't know if any of you remember, I had kind of a crunchy driveline noise that was happening with it. See if you can hear it. There it is. Crunch, crunch, crunch. It almost sounds like it's up here in the front by the countershaft sprocket, but I don't know. In lower speeds, taking off in first and second gear, and then I don't know if it was continuing to do it at higher speeds. You couldn't hear it at higher speeds because road noise probably, but it was kind of a ice crusher sound. It was very crunchy, and I was hoping that it wasn't output bearings on the countershaft. I don't think it is. We'll know when we get it on the road later, but I went ahead and replaced the chain and sprockets because they had 12,000 miles or so on them. And I noticed a little bit of play in my front countershaft sprocket on the splines. So listen to this. Got some countershaft play, and it's not a lot, but I don't know. Maybe that's it. So that could have been my culprit, my bad guy. But while I had the rear wheel off of it, I had the rear bearings replaced and also new cush drive. And the cush drive was kind of expensive. It's like $80 or something for that rubber in there. But anyway, so new chain, new sprockets, new cush drive, new rear bearings. Again, I checked the swing arm pivot. It's good. Torque down, everything's good there. What else did I done? I think that's about it. I did some wiring cleanup and all that. It's got a new rear tire on it with only maybe a couple hundred miles on it before it was parked due to that weird handling and crunchy driveline issue. So yeah, I think that's it. Road maintenance done. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but I'll come back later. Okay, welcome back to Quasi's garage and detail center. Bike's all cleaned up, polished up, looking pretty good for a 10-year-old steed. Too bad if I do say so myself. Got it all polished up, all the road grime washed off of it, hit it with copious amounts of the Pro Honda spray wax cleaner stuff, and it does wonders. Ready to hit the road. And I need to check and see what my mileage is. I've already printed my sticker. Let's turn it on and see what we got. I'm at 21.5 something, 21.6. What do we got? What do we got? If I can see through the... We are at 21.621. So, ready for another 10,000 plus miles before it needs any more maintenance. Run it, run it, run it. Well, oil changes every 3,000.